welcome. I am Antoine Lee.
And I'm Pam Lee.
And we just make it informal again. We had a little bit of a pause, but here we are, February 2023. And we wanted to come back just to give you some what do you call that? Grist for the mill. Some things to talk about, topics to discuss. If you've been following us, you know we are big believers in having carved out time, at least weekly, maybe bi-weekly, where you spend time just talking about how this is going. Not about the kids, not about the, but really it's about this. What's going on here? Is that a good summary?
That's a good summary. That's a really good summary. And one of the things we were talking about is today's topic. More and more people are coming for therapy, but they're not married. Mm-hmm. They want relationship help. They want to figure out how to stick, how to make it work. Some have children, some don't. But the question came to me was, is it fair to expect the good, the meat and benefits of marriage in your relationship if you're not married? Is it?
That's a great question. I think it's a great question. One of the things that...
Because that's assuming it's the same,
yes,
right? So we're dating long term and you're married. It's the same. That's the assumption. It's the same.
That's the assumption today. And look, one thing that I do know, you could have a committed relationship, granted. The whole idea of marriage, which of course predates, I believe in scripture, I believe in the Bible, and I believe that marriage is from God. It is worldwide. It is not just a Christian thing or a Jewish thing. There's variations, so forth and so on. But the idea is...
Because isn't it true in every culture?
It's in every culture. What it may look like will vary.
Right.
But the idea, and from a biblical viewpoint, is one man, one wife, one life. And the idea is commitment. Commitment meaning it's the commitment that, like you read in the scriptures where it says, Genesis 2:24, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. A lot of times we read that and people simplistically read it as, that just means they get to have sex. No, what it's talking about...
Or join their money.
Or join their money, one flesh and bucks or something. But really, it's a lot more than just that. It's what Moses is saying, what the Spirit is saying, is literally, it's a process. It's a process of two separate individuals who are in such a covenant, such a committed vow that they are as if they are the foundation of family. One of the best ways I like to look at it is this: in the same way that you don't dismiss or divorce your children or your parents when they get on your nerves or when you're not happy with them, it's that level. In fact, he's saying it's the foundation of family. And so to compare just a very committed relationship, which may get to marriage, it's definitely a difference. How that may look, every culture is different. The ceremonies are different. That's different, that different. But at the same time, there is a huge difference between somebody who is your wife or your husband and somebody who is not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm for getting the help. I'm for premarital counseling. I'm for getting input on how to make your relationship work. But I don't agree when people say it's the same thing. And the only difference is a piece of paper. The only difference is what, fill in the blank. Because I do believe that act, right, of standing and publicly making an announcement to everybody, he's off the market, he's mine. She's off the market, she's mine. And then together, before people and before God, promising to be to each other monogamously is a big difference.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I want to give you an encouragement. Those of us who are married, I always ask this of couples when I'm interviewing them. I'll ask them, what is your commitment level?
Yep.
Even if they're not married. But I ask them this question. And I ask them to do it on a scale of a 1 to a 10. And I say a 10 commitment is you have the conviction, the belief that this is a lifelong journey till death do us part. Even if I have to be unhappy for a very long period, I'm not going anywhere. Why? Because I'm a masochist? No, because I understand this is a journey. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And sometimes when you're on a marathon, you have some really painful, slow times, which me and Pam can attest to. So I'm not going in there. I'm here to maximize my spouse's well-being. I'm here to bless their lives. We are in the process of becoming one. That process will take longer than 5, 10, 15. It'll take however long God gives us on this earth for us to become one. And that's a 10. On the other extreme, I say a 1 would be somebody you're in a relationship that you've already got your exit plan. You're already ready to figure, you've got a date or a certain amount of money. And I say a 5 is somebody they're not sure. They feel like, man, if certain things don't change very quickly, I don't know if I can stay in this relationship much longer. And then we discuss, what do you see? Some people say a 4, some people say a 7, some people say 9. I have had people say 1. But let me ask you, and before you just say, well, of course, I'm a Christian, it's a 10. But just think about that question for yourself. What is your commitment level to your husband, to your wife? Is it the long-term view that even at your darkest point, even at their darkest point, when you feel really hopeless, your conviction is, this is part of the process of becoming one. I'm not giving up. I'm going to get the help. I'm going to be miserable for a while. But you know what? As long as there's breath in my body, I'm staying committed. Are there times when divorce will and may need to happen? That's a debate depending on what your faith is and the like. I think Jesus was very clear about standards for that, but we'll leave that for a topic for another time. But let's really think about and build our commitment. And we'll be seeing you soon. And until we see each other again,
That was good.
this has been good.